Shri Radha Ras Suranidhi ki jai. Shri Prabodhananda Saraswati Pada ki jai. We're finishing the verse 48 about the Rasa Radhe, H-R-A-D-A-E, H-R-A-Radhe, Radhe or whatever, means lake in Sanskrit. And in the Bhagavad description of Kaliya Damana Leela, Krishna, that lake or lagoon where he was is called Kaliya Radha. So we were discussing how this is the experience. That privileged Manjari is standing at the gate. Her wish has been fulfilled. She's been accepted in Radharani's entourage and her Sakhigan. And she's serving under her Yuteshwari and her Guru Devi, Guru Sakhi and Param Guru Sakhi. Now she's posted at the door, Dwarastita, and she's listening, Shrutva tad alapita, Sinjita Mishritani. Her ears are listening to the sweet nectar of the mixture of the voices, the tender, sweet, romantic, loving voices of Radha Shyam, feeling so overwhelmed in ecstasy upon first meeting each other after so much difficulty. Alapita, their discussion is called Alapita. And Sinjita means the combination of Nupur and Kinkini, mixing and jingling and musically rhyming together, in tune with Radharani's bhava of her heart and the feelings and desires of her mind. They're all being registered in the Nupur and Kinkini. And the Manjaris, this is the ras, her ears are diving into ras. Ras means aesthetic rapture, or divine ecstasy, or divine rapture, mellows of spiritual love. So the Manjaris, their whole bodies are transcendental, like Radha and Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, made of Chit Shakti. And every part of their body is absorbed in the Mahabhava of Radharani. So their ears are in Mahabhava, their eyes, their nose, everything. It's not a nose with skin and bones and there's a mind. No, their whole form is transcendental. So the form of the Manjaris and all the spiritual personalities, and when we have our form there, this is a little inconceivable, but our scriptures say that there's a spiritual form for every liberated soul. So eventually we become liberated. That means the form is eternal. So it's not that, now you got liberated. Okay, just wait. Can you wait a minute? Just hold it right there. I don't have a spiritual form ready for you yet. I just have to go in the kitchen, and with a pressure cooker, I can cook up very fast khichdi in 5 minutes. Khichdi sarup. Oh, I thought, I have to wait. Even up here, there's a waiting room, and you get, and they call your number, and you go inside. No, the spiritual bodies are eternal. God is eternal. All of His associates are eternal. So when we enter Nitya Dham, we get a Nitya Deha. This is a Asat Deha. We get a Sat Deha. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Vigraha means Deha, Sharir, body. Siddha Deha, Sarup, Siddhi. Siddha Sarup. Rupa Goswami describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it's called Siddha Sarup. It's there. It's eternally there. If that's Nityadam, it means it never was created. Who created the spiritual world? So you can't understand anything unless you can understand the timeless. A realm without time, a realm where there's no time, as we know it and conceive it, and a realm where there's no cause and effect. And it's very difficult because our whole brain works in time and cause and effect. Practically impossible. It's only by, you just kind of say, yes, okay, I don't understand it, but anyway, let me chant my japa. When will they understand it? Who will understand it? A sannyasi, a babaji? Really understanding is called vigyan. And that kind of vastu or tattva vigyan, dandavat, will come at the level of bhava bhakti. Are you at the level of bhava? Am I at the level of bhava? No. So we faithfully submit and accept, and we follow. It says Guru Parashraya, Ashraya. The first step in bhakti is Guru Parashraya. We surrender to the lotus feet of Guru, Pada. We take shelter there. And we surrender what? Our body, our mind, our words, our heart, our time, as much as we can. Because we have different... Time is binding everyone. Everyone's controlled by time. Time is Krishna, Kalosmi. So the Grihastas are more bound. Prabhupada once said, spiritual progress and Grihasta life go ill together. He said, spiritual progress and Grihasta life is practically nil. It's very slow. Why? No time. In terms of solid spiritual life. But it's also Dharma. It's also Sanatana Dharma, and it's also divine to raise your children as devotees. And then if you're sitting with your children and helping them with their studies and say, okay, I helped you with your studies for 10 minutes, now we have kirtan for 5 minutes. Bring everything together. You do all your dharma, raising your children, but then, so that type of family life is very conducive. Everyone must be married, practically. 99.999 out of 100 men and women must be, and they will be married. If not today, then tomorrow. If not at 30, at 36. If not at 36, at 49. My godbrother is 50, and he married a 24-year-old Polish girl. And he has 2 sons. And he's a great devotee of Prabhupada. So it's never too late to surrender to your destiny. Better we surrender early. Because at one point or another, you have to give up your independence. Not surrendering means holding on to independence. So you can hold on your whole life, but somebody will come and ask you to surrender. One person will come. He's also Guru. He's called Dharmaraj. And his second name is Yamaraj. And he will come at death and say, hello, sir. It's time to surrender. Oh, no, I'm independent, and I want to enjoy, and I don't want to surrender to Guru, and I don't want to work for some woman. I want to be an independent hippie man. And it's okay, that's nice, but now die, and I will take you to hell, because of all your life of irresponsibility and adharma and illicit behavior. So you're a perfect candidate. I have many nice, comfortable rooms for you in hell, so please you come and be independent over here, okay? So this is the final point. So everyone has to surrender, but Prabhupada used to say, it's better we surrender voluntarily. Voluntarily, use your intelligence. Your intelligence, if you are intelligent, your intelligence should bring you to the point of surrendering at the feet of Krishna, appearing before you as Sri Guru. Sri Krishna, Sri Guru, Sri Vaishnavas, Sri Dham, Sri Nam. Everywhere we see Sri, there means Shakti and Purusha. Sri Dham, so Sri means Radharani and Dham means Sandini Shakti, Balaram. So everywhere there's Shakti and Purusha. Sri. Sri means beautiful, fortunate, opulent. So when you surrender to Sri, Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas, then your life becomes beautiful, opulent, fortunate. Because Sri means Lakshmi, wealth. This meaning has like people know in Sanskrit, there are many words. Sri means Shakti, Sri means Radha, Sita, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga. All these words reflect. Sri means beautiful, opulent. It's feminine. I'm not sure if it's a feminine word, but it has these meanings. So, kunjantare kimapi jatta rasotsavaya shutva tad alapita sinjita mishritani shirarike tavaraha paricharikaham dwarastita rasarhade patita kadasyam. Oh Shriradike, tavaraha paricharika. Paricharika means anuchari, parichari, kinkari. All these are servants, maid servants. Manjaris are Radharani. Oh Shriradike, when will I be your paricharika, your maidservant, your very expert maidservant who is expert in all variegated types of sevas and all wonderful different ways and moods and bhavas and all the different yamas and astakalyas, time periods of the day and all the different lila stalis. I'm paricharika, chara. I move to the north to the kunjas, to the south. Pari means this way, in all directions, in all forms, in all ways. I'm a paricharika. He's saying that. Aham, I am a paricharika. Everyone's a servant. Jivera Surupaya Krishna Nityadas, Teen Shakti, Beta Prakash. No, excuse me. Teen Shakti, Tatasta Shakti, something like this. There's two lines in the verse, most people only know one. Jivera Surupaya, it says Chit Shakti, Tatasta Shakti, something like that. So we are Tatasta Shakti and we're Chit, we're spiritual, transcendental, and our Sarup. Sarup doesn't mean spiritual form, by the way. It doesn't mean Suradeya. Sarup means Sarup Lakshana. There's Tatasta Lakshana and Sarup Lakshana. Tatasta means secondary characteristics. So the example, chini, I don't mean China, I mean sugar, chini or whatever, China. This is sugar. So sugar is Sarup Lakshana, the primary main characteristic of sugar is what? Sweet. But a secondary characteristic, it's white. And it's white and it's crystalline. It's a powder, but so is salt. And some absent-minded people, they put salt in the sweet rice instead of chini because they're thinking of something besides the sweet rice, or the charnamrita. In LA, when we were there in '75, which means 1975. In the future, they'll say, what 75 is he talking about? 2075? Or 19? Because I'm listening to Prabhupada's lectures that were spoken 50 years ago. So 50 years from now will be 2075, roughly. So someone's listening to these lectures. This Swami's talking about 75. Is that 2070? No, that's 1970. Well, that's really long ago. These are really old lectures. Old is gold. So I can't imagine it. Here I am listening to a lecture in New York City, and the trucks are beeping and the horns are beeping and kids are outside the sidewalk at Matchless Gifts and they're yelling this, that, and Prabhupada stopped the class. They are disturbing. They are disturbing. And Brahmananda said, Jai Brahmananda. So then Brahmananda said, Prabhupada, I'll take care of it. He went outside. Then you hear in the background, because his voice is so booming, hey, this, that, Swamiji's disturbing you, nonsense kid, this, that. And you hear that's all coming. Very good tape recorders those days. And then the kids yell back, wow, 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 because it's a really wild neighborhood. And then maybe you don't hear anything, but maybe it was something like this, because he was not shy. And then it was quiet. Job was done. Brahmananda did the job. So he was expert at serving Prabhupada eternally. Now he's gone on to serve Prabhupada and wherever Prabhupada is. So this is the idea that... so I'm listening to all of this on the tape, and that's 50 years ago. And it's so wonderful. So we're at this lake of Ras. It says, I'm drowned. It says, this is the last line. Rasa Rade Patita Kadasyam. You've heard of Patita Pavan. Gora Hari, Patita Pavana Gora Hari. Or Nityananda or Advaita, they're all Patita Pavan. Pavan means purifier, uplifter. And Patita means fallen. I've fallen in this ocean of material existence. Please lift me up and place me as an atom in the dust of your lotus feet. Oh Nanda Nandan. Ayi Nanda. Tanuja karam patitam mam vishameva. Patitam mam. Me is fallen. I'm fallen. So he's saying, but this is good fallen. He said, I've fallen in an ocean of ras. I've fallen in a pool of ras. Madhurya ras. Prem ras. Ecstatic ras. It's like... I just remembered a funny thing came in my mind. Years ago on Anukut Festival, Giriraj's Anukut in Gopal Mandir, Manipur Gopal Mandir, Radhakund. It was 1994 or 5 or so. I started living there in 1994, in Kartik, and then many devotees came from, they were already here in Radhakund, observing Kartik Brat from Germany, Croatia, and other places. And other devotees came from Delhi, and like that. It was a big utsav. And many people cooked here and there, and we had 2 times chapan bhog, a little bit, and just maha. So all the pandas came to see, 2 times chapan bhog. Chapan, the word chapan means 56. So 2 times 56 means 12 and 10, 11. 112 preparations. I think so. So 112 maha preparations. So they came, yes, Swamiji, we see in our Sangam Giriraj, at the Sangam of Radhakund, we offer a chapan bhog. But 2 times, double chapan. This is something big. But he doesn't know that years later here we had like 5 times chapan bhog, and we had like so many preparations, and this devotee made so many of those herself. So, and year after year, and oh no, she gets a phone call. Oh no, it's Janmashtami. Oh no, it's Janmashtami already. And then, okay, that recovers. Oh, hello, it's Radhastami? Yesterday was Janmashtami. Yeah. And then a little while later, no, good holiday. No, it's nice. No, it's nice. Then, hello, it's Giriraj's festival. Jai Giriraj. And they cook. And then good vacation, long vacation. Nice. And then January comes, a few months around. Then, hello, it's Gurudev's birthday and this and that. Okay. And then a little while, it's Gorpurnim. Mahare, all the time. My arm is so tired all time going like this, So this is the seva bhav of the devotees. More seva means increasing of your bhav, because you can't serve unless you have bhav. Bhakti bhav. Bhakti bhav becomes bhava bhav. Bhakti bhav becomes pure bhav. And then it starts off with some bhav and some bhav. We're kind of in the material existence. Our bhav is not transcendental, it's mixed with materiality, so it's bhava bhav. Bhava means material existence. Short A, bhava. And long A, bhav. Sanskrit and Hindi is tricky like that. One word, if it's short A, it's masculine, it's long A, it's feminine. Krishna, feminine. Draupadi's name is Krishna. So when we say Hare Krishna, like everybody in the West, it's actually anyway. There's no hard and fast rules for chanting, but it's not Krishna. Because then it's okay. That's also all right. Because then it's every word. Hare is Radharani and Krishna is Radharani. Like you say, Ram and Rama. Rama is the goddess of fortune. Rama, Hari Rama, Rama. It's Hari Ram. And A is, in Sanskrit, even A is there. In Hindi, they just give it the guillotine, but it's Ram, Hari Ram. But it is actually Ma. It's Ram. There is a little A there. The A is there. It's the matra is Ma. It's not It's not. There's no such thing as a matra in Hindi or Sanskrit. Is there? It's Ma or Me or Me. Right? Yes. No. Yes. So, the matra, the syllables Ram. It's Rama, but it's there, but it's silent. When you write it, you actually don't emphasize it, but you're writing Ra and Ma, but it's Rama. So it's Krishna. It's Kri and Shna. Most people say Krishna. We say Krish and Na, but actually if you ever listen, because I've given out about 5,000 mantra cards to Indian people, and I say, in Hindi about this mantra, please chant it. Can you please say it once? And they all say it the same way. Every single one. Whether he's 5 or 95, or they all say it's Krishna. But it's not Kri. It's like someone explained to me. That Kri is, it's not Kri, and it's not. It's something between Kri and Kru. Like in Orissa, they say Hare Krishna. There's too much Kru. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They say it like this. It's clear. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. And then, and a lot of people say Kri. They say Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Bengalis say sometimes Krishna, or what to speak of in Europe and what places. Whatever, you know better than me. I'm surrounded by Indians for 30 years, and after 40 years of chanting, of course there's no hard and fast rules in Krishna's Baba Grahi Janardhan. Oh, you chant somehow or other, because in China there is no R. They don't have they can't say R, so they say Hale. They can't say Hare. Hare. They say Hare, Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I don't know. The R is off. You asked, that's what I understood. Maybe new Chinese tongues are better. They have more technology now. But originally I was told that. I may be mistaken, so please forgive me. But what I understood it is like this. So this is Sanskrit, and so it's amazing. And if you very tightly listen to Prabhupada's tape, he's a little on the na side, but his it's that. So it's not, the Kriya is not Krishna, it's not Krishna. It's someone who knows very well, good ear in Sanskrit. They say it's somewhere between Kri and Kru. Krish. It's like, if you break it down when you say, you automatically say it. You can't even break it down, because since you're, in the womb, your mother's saying Hare Krishna. But anyway, if you try to break it down, because someone who was a linguist and told me it's, try to help my dull Western ears. I said, I think I'll get it next life when I take birth in India. That's the good thing, because we're so sincere and we're trying so hard to serve Krishna. Guaranteed, we'll all be born in Vrindavan next life, and be, free from all the crazy minds we inherited as Westerners, and all the really crazy ideas and desires. And we'll have, in our hands, we'll have only 3 or 4 lines on them. If you look at any Western hands, people from Europe, and if you look at their palms or their hands, they have many, many lines, usually. Lines, reka. But if you look at Indian hands, because I know palmas, and I've seen also myself, if you look at Indian hands, they have 5, 6 lines. Fate line, fortune line, intelligence line. It's very clear. And then you look at it and you went, wow, it's like, this is a road map of London or something. There's like thousands of main streets and minor streets and alleys and gullies and garbage, truck roads to pick up the garbage and back alleys. So why the difference? Because all those lines, thousands of lines, means thousands of thoughts and desires. It's not all one. All humanity is one. We're all Hare Krishna. There's so much everywhere variegatedness. Two sisters don't have the same nose or ears. Even twins, 2 twins aren't even the same. Go look at Pankaj Jangri and Jananivas minutely, and you'll see differences of their physiognomy. They're twins, 2 boys, 2 men, devotees. They're the head Manjaris in Mayapur since the beginning. Mayapur is eternal. But since the deities were installed in Radhamata of 1970 or so, they're both there for 40 years. Amazing. 45 years, I should stand corrected. There, 24/7, serving Radhamata, dreaming of Radhamata. Very great devotees. But they're different. So difference is, the law, the rule is difference, not oneness. Difference. Bade. Difference. So this Manjari this is her blissful experience of serving Radha and Krishna with her eyes and her ears. This Shrutva, Alapita, Sinjita, and then, what is that word? Mishritani, the mixture of that. This most fortunate Manjari that got the seva standing outside the Kunj is Radharani's personal, confidential maidservant. Because you can be a servant. Like, is he a servant? Yes, he's one of my secretaries. Acha. He's a secretary, but who's this? Who's this guy? Oh, he's my PS. Oh. Because in India, PS means personal secretary. And you have, like the Home Minister, we once met the Home Minister of India regarding our citizenship. Maybe it was Advani, I think. So, whatever. LK or something? LK Advani? LK? What's his name? Advani? You don't remember. Anyway, there was a Home Minister during Vajpayee's reign. You don't know anything about Indian politics?
He was the Home Minister at that time.
You don't know India much?
But politics.
Well, I'm into politics. I have 2 ears,
Yes.
and I never look at television once in 45 years. I never listen to the radio. And I never read the newspaper in 50 years. Even on the computer, I don't look at news. But I know. How do people say this, that? And I met the guy. That's also. At any rate, I mean, the person, the personality, great exalted person, Home Minister of India at one time. So, I actually forgot what I was going to say. Anyway. Oh yeah, so he had so many secretaries, and he had 24 secretaries. and I had an appointment. When I went there, I said, who are you? And I said, I have an appointment with a secretary. And they said, which one? And I said, I don't know, his name is here. And he said, oh, that's the PS. And I said, okay, what does that mean? He said, that's the personal secretary. I said, okay, well, that sounds good. I'm a person. I don't know who you guys are. Maybe you're not persons. So then I met him, and so this is the situation. So that means you're very confidential. You're very close and near to your master. So this paricharika, there's many paricharikas, many servants, but not everyone's the Raha paricharika. Prabhupada has many servants. He had 5,000 servants, ladies and gentlemen. But how many were his Raha dasas or dasis? Only a few ladies cooked for Krishna. Only a few ladies cooked for Prabhupada in his 11 years of his let's say 11 years of his preaching mission. And Yamuna and Govinda Dasi and Palika, and I can't remember all the names, but they were cooking and assisting. And then there's a handful of servants. The obvious ones that everyone knows well are Hari Sauri Prabhu, and also this Shruti Kirti, Soto. Prabhupada had a nickname, he used to call him Soto. It's in Bengali grandfathers, they always give nicknames to their grandchildren, and that's very loving and affectionate mood and intimacy with the grandfather and the grandson or daughter, as you well know if you have one, even in the West, but especially in India. So much love grandparents have for grandchildren, much more than the parents, because they don't have to spank them and they don't have to train them. They just have to love them and give them gifts, and the children love the grandparents because they only get blessed. They don't get punished. So Prabhupada called him Soto, and I'm sure he can sit down and lie down in his bed at night and recall those sweet moments of serving Prabhupada as his personal servant. P.S. SPPS, Srila Prabhupada's personal servant. He's the SPPS, not the Superintendent of Police's personal servant. Because in India, the SP means that. But for us, SP means Srila Prabhupada. So here she is. She's enjoying like anything, and she's just a witness. It's in the psychology, the mundane psychology. This is called vicarious pleasure. Vicarious, like you have the word precarious. This is vicarious, where you're watching someone else enjoy. That's really what the movies are all about. If it's an enjoying type movie, and you're watching others enjoy, then you enjoy watching that movie by enjoying through the people that are enjoying in the movie. You're not really enjoying, but you're imagining that I'm the heroine and this is my hero or whatever. So this is vicarious, this is mundane, and it's only an illusion that you're enjoying. It's this created in your mind. It's like they're eating. It's, they're so nice. They're eating. You're really identifying with it, but you're not eating. You're not getting any satisfaction. But the love festival, the Premotsav, the Shringarotsav of Radharani's Shringar Ras, their intimate love dalliance, is going on within the kunja, or just beginning, with the sweet alapita, sweet love talks and little laughters and giggling and so much tender, sweet moments. They've finally met and they're releasing so much and all the anticipation they both had to meet each other, and all the fears they both had about not meeting each other, and all the excitement that they were feeling to see the beloved, and all the happiness welling in their heart. Now it's all just flowing and overflowing, one to the other and the other to one. And it's such a very high point of the union and meeting, the Sambhog Vilas. Sambhog means the meeting, Samprayoga, the meeting of the lover and beloved. So a very happy, thrilling moment. You're finally in my arms and you're finally in mine, and now we made it. We're in the kunja and made it down the footpath, and you didn't get sidetracked by some vipaksha sakhi like Chandravali, which happens sometimes, and you're here and I'm here, and this is the moment, and this is the place, and you're the person and I'm the person. It's very thrilling, extreme ecstasy in this parakiya relationship. It's not ruled by time. They have no control over the time. Their meeting, they have no control over their meeting. The circumstances, they have no control over the circumstances. This is parakiya, and so many other things. But in married relationships, swakiya, husband and wife, they say, I'll meet you at 8 o'clock, and you meet at 8 o'clock. You have control over the time, at least you think you do, and it seems that you do. And you have control over the place, and you have control over the circumstances, and so many things. There's many different levels of difference between parakiya and swakiya. Swakiya, Krishna is experiencing in Dwarka Leela, and in Vaikuntha with Vishnu Loka, within the Vishnu form of Krishna. But in Braj, it's pure, shuddh parakiya, transcendental, divine, romantic love, unpredictable, unimaginable, so thrilling, exciting. It's amazing. So that festival is going on inside, the lake of Ras, generated by hearing Sri Radha's private festival. So it's her Raha Utsav. She's having a Rasotsavaya. Kunjantare kimapi jatta Rasotsavaya. Utsav of Ras. The Prem Ras, the lover meeting the beloved. They just dive into an ocean. Each one is like a lake of love, and they mix together and create an ocean of ever-expanding experiences and exchanges and the intimacy of love. This is Radha and Krishna, the perfection of it all. So the Manjari is standing there at the edge of the lake, at the edge of the ocean, Dwarastita. Dwarastita is Shrutva. She's hearing and she's seeing with her eyes into the kunj. And she's also drowning in a Rasotsava, Rasa Radhe. The first line is Rasotsava, and that means it's an Utsava, a festival full of ras, bliss and joy and love, happiness, music. And already they were dancing. There's dancing in a festival. Now they were dancing, and now they're relaxing in the kunja after the Rasa Leela and being together. So now the Manjari is posted there, and she's falling, she's drowning in an ocean of this lake. She's patita, she's fallen into it. She hasn't come to the lake, and like I was saying the other day about people come to Radhakund and they step on the steps and all of a sudden, boom, they slide right in, they fall into it. Radhakund patita. Radhakund ras, the Radhakund rasa nidhi. the ocean of Rasa and Radhakund, they unwillingly, unexpectedly, unwillingly, and surprisingly, whoop, they slip right in. Pandits see it 100 times a month or 1,000 maybe, because they just sit there watching everyone. I see it about 5 times a month, just bathing there. And you feel so bad because the people get pretty bumped up. Well, most people have pretty good padding in India. So they have built-in padding, so they make noise, ow, but they're not really much disturbed because they have some good padding and cushioning here and there. But some other more skinny people might actually hurt their bones and crack their head or whatever. So that's Radharani's mercy. I've never seen any skinny people fall. Maybe they're more careful because they know if they fall it really hurts. So I'm very careful. I go down like on all four, I go down like a monkey, Most people walk like this, And you see them, they're coming like this, boom! And maybe Radharani wants to cut down their pride a little bit too. Because what is this? Radhakund, oh yes, come down, take so much. Oh, okay. And then also, oh, it's okay, everyone's like. So this is, she's drowned in it, she's fallen into it. The Manjaris fallen into the ras. It's private, it's a rahasya lila inside the kunja, and a nibritani kunja, and a very private secret kunja and Vrindavan. But this Manjari, it's not that private because, oh, you're a Manjari? Okay, you can come too. Let's say you could go down to some clubs, special gym clubs or private clubs. You walk in, okay, you walk in, hey, wait a minute, who are you? I'm coming in club, I'm going to swim. So, wait a minute, where's your identity? Are you a member? No. Well, get out, man. They throw you out. Big guy is there, throw you out. So the Manjaris, they're members of the club. They're the inner circle of Radharani. They're Radharani's PS, or personal servants. So they're welcome. They're welcomed there. They do seva there. That is their fortune, their great fortune. The Manjaris' beautiful ears are drinking the pure nectar mixture, Sinjita, of Radha and Krishna's talking intimately, Alapita, together, and the jingling of Radharani's ornaments. Shutva Alapita Sinjita Mishritani. That lucky Manjari then falls into a lake of Madhura Ras, Rasa Radhe. It almost sounds, if you put the whole verse, the points together, because in line 2, it says that she's listening. So sometimes you're watching something and looking at something, and then you're absorbed in it, you're enjoying it. Then the scene may change, and all of a sudden you faint. Like you're there and you're watching your son play and this and that, and then he looks so nice, and he's just running around the yard, and somehow you got a call and you look down at your phone, and just when you look down at your phone, because you looked, oh, it's my husband, so you look down at your phone, your son ran out in the street and got hit by a truck, and you go, and you see looks like finished, you might faint, drop the phone from your hand. It's a very heavy analogy, but it shows that the transition of moods and feelings, what can happen when the scene changes. It wasn't the best of analogies, of course, a rather tragic situation. But, it's something like, maybe to put it a better way, a more less alarming analogy, just try to delete that one from your file. How about hypnotism? That would have been a better analogy, but somehow it's kind of more, sometimes I think in tragic terms. As my life has been a little like that. Anyway, so if someone takes a watch, hypnotism, that you have to lose your consciousness, and we're very conscious and we're aware of everything. So somehow the hypnotist has to put you in unconsciousness. So they have different techniques. So they take a watch and they say, watch the watch. look at the watch and just you follow with your eyes and listen to my voice. So your eyes are engaged and your ears are engaged. This is actually a very appropriate analogy. Your ears are engaged and your eyes. So you're looking, he said, just follow this watch and listen to my voice. You're feeling very relaxed. And they have a way of speaking and everything. And then they say, just listen, just listen. And all of a sudden, and then there's a certain look the person has on their face when they're in a trance. They're just looking. Or they close their eyes. So then the hypnotist knows that they're out. Because I remember in the West, some parties, they would, someone's birthday party, they would invite a hypnotist, pay him. You could hire them in the West. They say, and then people say, "Who wants to get hypnotized?" And some people are like that. So some people said, "No way, I'm afraid something might come out." But some people are a little like, they know outside, inside is okay. So then they do, and everyone watches, and it's really amazing. See, it's quite amazing what they can do, and it's inconceivable. So what happens? You go in a trance and you lose your consciousness, and then you answer questions. And okay, now just think you're a dog and bark like a dog. The person go whoop whoop like that, and he's in trance, in trance. He may even be looking. He's just looking like this. Everyone can see the guy he's in a trance, and he's entered a trance where that hypnotist's voice is. Other people are even speaking and commenting, but he can't hear them. It doesn't mean anything because he's fully under control of that sound and sight. So here's the Manjari. Her ears are fully listening. Shrutva Mishritani Sinjita Alapita. She's fully listening and she's watching, and it's so much ecstatic. It's an utsav that she's becoming overwhelmed with transcendental bliss. She's experiencing herself. So, and she's standing on the side of the lake of Rasa Radhe. And the lake is inside the kunja. Very interesting. Inside the kunja is a lake, an unlimited ocean of Ras, a Rasotsav, a whole festival of Ras. She's hearing those rasic sounds of Radha and Krishna's voices in Ankabela's Nupura. And she's fixed her whole consciousness on that, and her whole heart on that. And suddenly she faints. And when you faint, if you're standing on the side of a swimming pool and you faint, boop, you'll fall in the pool. So patita says Rasa Radhe patita. She fell in the pool of Ras. That's a better analogy, I think so. So this is her situation. So when this sporti, this is a very deep meditation of the author Shripad of this book, this trance of absorption in Radha Govinda's Kunja Leelas, when it breaks, then the Manjari returns to external consciousness out of that intense trance or absorption and Leela Samadhi or Leela Pravesh in meditation. And then she prays with intense hankering, Utkanti Tabhav. Kadasyam, because the verse says, Dwara stita rasa rade patita. Kadasyam, oh, kada, when? When will I fall into this lake? When will I witness this beautiful Rasotsava? When will I be so fortunate to be Radharani's Chokidara, standing outside in the Brittany Kunja? So this is a characteristic of Vrindavan. This is that there's everywhere ras. So I gave a small description here about this verse, and I just brought this to mind. It's not in the Tika, but it's my idea. And the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 10th canto, it describes how one very envious person came to live in Braj. And that person was so envious, because envy is like a vish. Vish means poison. If you're envious, then you poison your environment. You poison the people around you. Usually extremely envious people don't have too many friends. And if they have any friends, they have to be envious. So that's an interesting group of friends. If there's no appreciation and love and kindness and compassion for one another, and there's always envy, then so this person was like that, and he poisoned the entire area around where he lived. And he lived in a pool or a lake called Radha, Hrada. So like the verse says, Rasa Radhe, which means a pool or a lake. This Rasa Radhe means a pool or lake of divine taste, divine rapture, pure spiritual love. But the lake means like, I don't know how you say in Russian, but lake means a big body of water. No, lake, you understand. So the lake, we say Sarovara or Pokhara or something like that, was inhabited by this envious person who is filled full of the poison of envy. So there's two things. There's Amrit, Amritya or Amrit and Vish. Vish is poison, it kills you. Amrit is nectar, it lives you. It gives you life. It gives you strength. It's a tonic. It gives you strength, health, energy, enthusiasm, and it extends your life. Sanjivani Ras. And so many Ayurvedic medicines they have that are called Amrit. So this person is living in a lake, but it's a Vishradhe, Vishrad. And the lake that Shripad and Manjari Srup, Avesh or Manjari Bhav, he's falling into a lake of nectar, Ras. So it's not a Rasa Radhe, a pool of Rasa, it was a Visha Radhe, a lake or pool of deadly poison. That envious person was named Kaliya. You must have gathered by now. I'm not that tricky. It's Kaliya, the serpent, snake demon. He lived in the Kaliya Rad within the Yamuna, and he poisoned and he killed all the fishes and birds and living entities nearby. The story is going to reach an interesting conclusion. So that envious person was named Kaliya, and he poisoned all the birds and fish nearby. Krishna came and quickly drove him out of Braj, because in Brajabhav, in Madhura Vrindavan, there is no place for envy or envious creatures, be they snakes like Kaliya or snake-like envious women and men. Krishna will drive them out of Vrindavan. So Braj is the Leela Bhumi of Radha Govinda Yugal. Braj is also the abode of Madhura Ras, conjugal love, Sringar Rati. So this Utsav, it says, Kunjantare Kimapi Jatta Rasotsavaya. This is the Madhura Rasotsava. This is Braj. Here, Madhurya Purushottam lives. Madhurya Leela Purushottam. Although Krishna is having his Sakya Ras Leelas and Vatsalya Ras Leelas and Dasya Ras Leelas with his various servants and friends and parents, and those gopis in Vatsalya Bhav like Rohini and Ambika and Kalimba, his nurses, Datris, and so many other mothers of Braj, they all feel and have the mood that Krishna is like our son. Oh, son, please come to my house and take my yogurt and milk. I want you to be nourished and healthy, and I want you to have plump cheeks, my Gopal. And I want you to have chubby legs, and I want you to have a little round belly. So please come and steal my yogurt and milk and butter. So they're all mothers. They're all elderly gopis, and they deliberately make all this yogurt and butter for their son. They all feel that way. And they all come every morning to Mother Yashoda to complain about her son, which is their son, Krishna. So that is going on one level. Krishna is having these rasa exchanges with all his devotees in different stahiratis. But ultimately, all these different devotees, his servants, his parents, his friends, are contributing to his Madhura Rasotsava, which we've discussed in previous classes. Oftentimes directly, and if not directly, helping and contribute to Radha and Krishna meeting and enjoying together. Just like Kundalata. Kundalata is his I don't know what you say in Hindi, but his Krishna's aunt, she's elderly, like a motherly, but she's not that elderly, so she's more like an elder sister, like a Didi. But she has a mood of a mother also. But someone like Purnamasi or Mukura, Mukura is the mother of Radharani, grandmother of Radharani. And Purnamasi is Yogamaya, and she's the guru, yogini of all the Brajvasis, especially Nanda Maharaj's Abira clan. And she comes every day to check on her Lala, to bless him and to see him. She comes every day to Nandagram to see Krishna. And she has very much a mood like a mother in this way. But all of them, Purnamasi, Yogamaya, everyone, Mukura, they're all helping Radha and Krishna meet together, because in Braj, Krishna is primarily known as Madhura. This is Madhura Vrindavan, Madhurya Ras Vrindavan. And this, if you want Dasi Ras, if you want Bhagavan with Dasi Ras, then you go to Vaikuntha. If you want Bhagavan with Vatsali Ras, then you stay in Gokul. And in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan, there's a separate Parakashta. Separate Parakashta means department or area, where there's Nitya Gokul Leela. And all Leelas are eternal, and Krishna is always a little boy, and he's always Gopal, and running around on his little legs with his friends. That form is eternal, and those Leelas are eternal going on in that Parakashta. So Yashoda can eternally relish the chubby cheeks of her child, and caress him to her breasts, and smother him with her kisses, and he never goes off to Dwarka and marries Rukmini. He's always with her in that Parakashta. So Braj has all these different compartments for all the different rasas and devotees and their intimate moods of love. But the overall Braj, the whole Braj and all the forests, especially the forest of Vrindavan, which is where it's all happening. There's Dwadasa Van, and in those Dwadasa Van, one of those Vans, the collective area is called Trasi Kosh, Braj Mandal Trasi Kosh. The 168 square miles of Braj Mandala. But the whole area is called Braj Mandal. Sometimes we say Sridham Vrindavan to include everything. Nandagram is in Vrindavan, we say. Radhakund is in Vrindavan. But specifically, there's a forest of Vrindavan, which is technically the right way to say it, Vrindavan. Vrindavan, Bahulavan, Kokilavan, Talavan, Bajravan, Bailavan, Bilvavan, Lohavan, Madhuvan, Mahavan. So many Vans are there. But one is called Vrindavan. And Vrindavan is the Mukhya Van, the biggest Van, and the primary Van. What do we find in the forest of Vrindavan? We find Nidhiban, Rasastali, and we find Sevakunj, and we find Govardhan Hill, and Radhakund, and Nandagram, and Barsana, and Yavat. All these places are in the forest of Vrindavan. So primarily, all of Krishna's Leelas are in the forest of Vrindavan. And they're all basically in Vrindavan. It's all about Madhurya Leela. And everywhere, Kamban, everywhere. But this is the major Leela Stali. So this is Madhura Vrindavan and Madhurotsav. So every day is a festival of the sweetest, most intimate, pure, divine, loving exchanges, Shringhar Ras, between Radha and Krishna and all their confidential associates. Here in Vrindavan, Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, drowns and submerges all his beloved devotees. Everyone is rasa, Radhe Rasa Patita. Everyone is falling in, drowning in, submerged in. All the beloveds in a pool of ras, loving bliss, satisfaction, and fulfillment. This is Braj. Imagine you fall into a swimming pool, and what do you get? Your eyes get stung by the chlorine. Your skin gets eaten apart by the chlorine. And you come out, you wash all the chlorine off, and wash your eyes, and put on some cream or something. And your skin gets dried out. When you fall into a pool of rasa, a pool of ras, you get these things. loving bliss, satisfaction, and fulfillment. What more? Orkuch. Everyone in the world, every man and woman is looking for loving bliss, satisfaction, and fulfillment. It's here in Braj. It's here in Krishna's Madhurotsav. Madhuradi Pater Akilam Madhuram. Sripad Vallabhacharyaji, he sang his song Madhurastakam, and many bhajans, but he's glorifying the Madhura Krishna, the Madhurya Purushottam, Sri Krishna Vrindavan. Leela Madhura, Yamuna Madhura, Venu Madhura. Some phrases end with Madhura or Madhuram. Madhuram or Madhura, depending on the word before it. So he says, Galitam Madhuram, Galitam Madhuram, Smitam Madhuram, Vamitam Madhuram, Shristi Madhura, Pralaya Madhura. So everything is sweet about Krishna, because he's Madhurya Purushottam. And he gets his sweetness from the sweet love of Radharani and the sweet love of all the gopis. They're feeding it to him regularly. So if you're eating sweets all the time, you become very sweet. So sweet that the mosquitoes like you very much. You become so sweet, the mosquitoes like you very much. Because when you eat lots of sweets, your blood becomes sweet. And when you perspire and out of your body, when you're sleeping, your skin surface is very sweet. And the mosquitoes can detect that, and they sit on you and bite you. Because all the people we know, because we live in Vrindavan and we always sleep outside, all brahmacharis and damvasis, they know that. If you eat lots of chilies and not too many sweets, then your blood is very hot. And then if your blood is hot and bitter or whatever, pungent, then the mosquitoes they don't bite you very much. Do an experiment. Eat sweets for 3-4 days tell your husband to eat chilies. And then lie down and see that's okay, it's not coming from that side that much. You can open it, cool. Because it's right here on the wall, outside the wall. I just finished. So this here in Vrindavan, Krishna drowns and submerges all his beloveds in a pool of ras, loving bliss, satisfaction, fulfillment. In the Damodarastakam, Satyabrata Muni describes this. Remember, now it's some time from till Karti, but we say Iti Drikswalila Bir Ananda Kunde. So the Radhe means Kunde. Rasa Radhe. Rasa Radhe means Ras. Ras means Anand, bliss. The bliss of love, the loving bliss, satisfaction, fulfillment. So this Krishna, Iti Drik. Iti Drik Swalila Bir. Says, Iti Drik, I want to see your Leelas. Ananda Kunde. Swagosham Nimacham. Swagosh. Swagosh means your Goshtas, your pasture lands, your Brajadam. You. Nimajjantam. Nimajjanta means you submerge everybody in Braj. You put them inside this Ananda Kund, which means you drown them. So the title of this verse is Drowning in an ocean of ras. Drowning in a pool of ras. So the Manjari experiencing this Leela in the Kunja Antare Rasotsava. Kunjantare, inside the Kunja Antare Rasotsav. And she's witnessing with her ears, and she's witnessing with her eyes, and witnessing with her heart and mind, and she's becoming unconscious in bliss. This is the sattvic vikars, sattvic vikars, pralaya, falling unconscious. So she falls unconscious and loses her balance, and bloop, bloop. She falls into the rasa radhe, patita, rasa radhe patita, patitam. She falls into that ras. Whose ras? Radha and Krishna are having Madhurya ras, Shrinkar ras. The Manjari falls into that. They're swimming in a lake of ras. Krishna's, when it says Ananda Kunde, And Satyavrata Muni says, Ananda Kunde Sogoshan Majantam. So that means Sogosha means all the people in Braj. Well, now he's submerged, Krishna submerged one Brijvasi in the Ananda Kunde. Who? Radharani. He submerged Radharani in the Ananda Kunde of his Sringar Rati, of his pure love. And now the Manjaris are outside Stita Dwara Stita, and they're Shutva and serving. And then Krishna pulls, okay, you too. You're in the Goshta, you're Swagoshta. Okay, now you Nimajanta. You immerse in this Madhurya Rasotsava. And that's what he's describing. That's what Sripad's describing. I fell down. Oh yes, I fell. Patita, I fell. I fell into a pool of loving bliss, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Woe is me. Oh, how unfortunate I am. That's the greatest fortune. So he's inviting us all to study these books and read these verses and to hear these kathas and advance to that point in some future millennium of births where we have the adhikar and qualification to actually enter this type of sporti or meditation to see such divine, sweet Madhurya Leelas of Radha and Krishna and Brajadam. Here we have Shyamakund and Radhakund. And as everyone knows, when a devotee respectfully and submissively bathes in Radhakund, he feels that Sri Radha is immersing, he or she feels that Sri Radha is immersing them in a pool of bliss, a lake of divine love, Rasa Radhe. So every time I sing that song in Kartik, Iti drik swalila virananda kunde swagosham nimajantam makya payantam, like this. So then I think, Ananda Kunde, Radha Kund. There's no higher Ananda Kunde because it rhymes with the verse Ananda Kunde. There's no higher Anand Kund than Radha Kund. And here you find the Radha Ras and the Sham Ras mixed together. Radha Ras, Sham Ras, Mishritani. Sangam. Radha Ras, Sham Ras, Kunda, Sangame, Mishritani. Sangame. At the Sangam, the Sham Ras mixes with the Radha Ras. Sangam means in the middle point. And there's Giri Govardhan in the middle. And then right there in the middle, if you look down, there's holes and there's steps going down like this. There's holes under the rocks, and those steps are actually at the part of those steps when you're walking. You don't know because it's flat. Like you go over, you're riding on the road like that. You may not even know you just went over a bridge. No bridge. No. So you don't usually, but you just went over, huge water, huge river, and you're sleeping. You don't know. So we're walking back and forth. The Sangam, we take Yuraja Darshan, we pay base, and we go back. But right there, from under those steps, there's a big. It's a bridge. Those are steps for a bridge. Underneath, it's all open all the way down to the 25 feet, and the water is mixing. Radha Ras and Sham Ras are mixing at the Kund. So therefore, Radha Ras, Sham Ras, Sangame, Mishritani. The mixture at the Sangame, at the Sangam, in the Sangam, this is a mixture. So what kind of Anand Kunda is Radha Kund? So this Rasa Radhe that the Manjari is experiencing in her sporti in verse 48. Kunjantare kamapi jatta rasotsavaya shutva taralipita sinjita mishritani shrirarike tavavraha paricharikaham dwarastita rasarade patita kadasyam. He's saying, Kadasyam, O Radha, when? O Krishna, when? O Gurudev, when? O Vaishnava, when? O Holy Name, when? O Srinath, when will I fall, Patit? I want to fall, not fall down into Maya, or into the Maya Jal, the waters of Maya, or the Bhava Sindhu. I don't want to fall into the ocean. Bhava Sindhu means ocean of material existence. Sindhu means ocean, Sagar. I want to fall into Ananda Kunde. I want to fall into Rasa Radhe Patita. Patita. Kada. Patita Kada. It sounds good. Dwara Stita Rasa Radhe Patita Kada. Stita Patita Kada. There's long A both at the end. Dwara Stita rasa radhe patita kadasyam. Can you imagine? If you actually knew Sanskrit, this is the most beautiful, sweetest book. That's why all Nimbarki sadhus study this book, all Brijvasis study this book, and all the Gaudiyas study this book. It's marvelous. It's available in Hindi, English, Bengali, Russian. These Russian people have in their language. Someday in Swahili, Telugu, and Chinese, and Japanese. It must be, because this is our Shastras. These are Gaudiya Vaishnava Shastras. Prabhupada wanted them all to be translated in everyone's language. Let everyone hear and understand and get benefit. So this is the beautiful verse. Oh, Shri Radhike, when will I, your confidential maidservant, your Raha Paricharika, fall in a pool of ras as I stand at the gate of the Kunj, Dwara Stita Kunja, hearing the sweet jingling of your ornaments mixed with the sweet sounds of your conversation with Sham at the beginning of your Rasa festival, Rasotsava. So that's the end of the class today. And then tomorrow we hope to give class on verse 53. And the title of that verse is Attaining the Spiritual Body. Siddha Deha. Siddha Sarup. Rupa Goswami calls it Siddha Sarup. And Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Haribo. Ras. Radhe Radhe. Radha Rasuniti ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe. Radha Rani, Radha Govinda Dev ki jai, Shamakunda ki jai, Radha Kunda ki jai, Purushottamadikat Mas Brata ki jai, Prabhupada Saraswati ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe Sham.